Hello YouTube, welcome back to my 120 gallon mixed reef tank. It's been a long time since I've done an update, so I said I better do one. As you can see, the tank's doing pretty well. Pretty happy with it. I haven't really been doing much to it. I've just been keeping up with weekly maintenance. And yeah, it's doing pretty well. As you can see, I've got some new live rock in the tank. On your left hand side you can see a big piece of tonga branch, and on the right hand side you might see a big piece of shelf rock. I got all this rock from a friend of mine who tore down his tank. He had to leave the country, so I got some of his live rock and some of his livestock too. If you can see there on the left hand side you might see one small clownfish. He was in my friend's tank. Also, swing towards the middle now, you'll see a sailfin tank. Also 3 chromis. So in total now I have 4 chromis, 3 clowns, 2 tangs, a yellow wrasse, green mandarin, blue-eye cardinal, snowy bleenie, tailspot bleenie. I think that's about it for fish. I also inherited a coral banded cleaner shrimp or boxer shrimp from him too. Here you can see that piece of tonga branch on the left hand side of the tank. It's attached to the left hand structure by the fiberglass pole that was already there. The fiberglass pole I used to hold up the rocks on the left. I just drilled a hole in the bottom of the tonga branch and slipped it on top of the existing fiberglass pole. If you remember last time the fiberglass pole was covered with xenia, the xenia just moved up on top of the tonga branch. Here you can see the new rock on the right hand side. It's just 3 pieces of rock, one table piece of rock or shelf rock, another piece to support it like a big piece of bucani, and a smaller piece on top just to give it an extra layer. It's just resting on the old structure I had on the right hand side where the anemones were. Here you can see I placed some SPS frags on top of it. Here's a glimpse of the tank through the left hand side from the left hand pane of glass. Close off the rocks, some xenia. There's the big ugly coral that came as a hitchhiker, grown massive. Here we see in the cave it's the harlequin shrimp chilling out. He's here munching on a chocolate chip starfish. I like this guy, but at the same time it gets annoying buying starfish every month for him. Here's the new coral banded shrimp I got from my mate who's tore down his tank. Had him in the sun for the longest time, but then decided to put him into the main display. He's doing well, no real aggression I think so far. Just chills out under the rock. Here's a shot up through the tank underneath the big toadstool mushroom. Again, I don't know what this coral is. If any of you guys know, could you please let me know? Here's an orange Leptocerus, a branching Leptocerus, I believe. Small frog I got a while back. Here's one of my favourite corals. It's a Micronesian green polyp toadstool mushroom. Grew from a tiny frag. I've fragged it numerous times now. Grows very big, it's very nice. Here's my other toadstool leather. It's a white tip toadstool, I believe. Yeah, it has grown quite big as well. It's actually touching the glass on the left hand side. I've also fragged this numerous times. Here is the Favites coral that I had on the right hand side before on the sand bed, but I started getting stung by the by some coral, so I moved it up here. It's doing well, spreading onto the rock. Here's a small trouble coral or candy cane. This was this piece was almost dead, just a tiniest bit of green left on the branch, and I was going to throw it away, but now it's grown into 3 heads. It's come back well. Here's a Goniopora, a mini Goniopora, micro Goniopora, I guess you call it. Really nice, but except for when I went on vacation, it was on the sand bed and a mushroom coral just touched it on the right hand side, and ever since on the right hand side the polyps have been super extended. You can almost see through. Here's a close-up of my rainbow infusion pallies, I believe, or zoas. There's a little trek through the zoa garden. These are reverse gorilla nipples, I believe. They're growing everywhere. As you can see, they're actually growing up on top of the glass. Some eagle eyes, some fire and ice. Don't know what the orange ones are really. Gorilla nipples maybe? I don't know what these are. Came in as a hitchhiker as well. They spread pretty quick. Fragged loads of times too. Here's your green dragon eyes, I believe. Some striped mushrooms. Fluorescent orange striped mushrooms. Pretty nice corals. Here you can see my bird's nest coral. I don't know if I showed you last time, but I got a colony of this bird's nest and it had started STNing from the base up, so all that was left was the tips. So I basically cut off the tips, maybe 1/4 of an inch tips to 1/2 inch tips, and glued them onto a frag plug, and now they've all grown into this size, almost the size of the original colony, I guess, too. Here's a Monty cap. You see it's encrusting well onto the back wall. I also see it's starting to swirl as well in the middle. Here's a Blastomusa. Behind that is the Acan. It's doing much better now. It's got a lot of its colour back. That could be from I've been feeding a lot more. Here's the GSP. It's spreading like crazy actually. It's starting to encrust up on the rock on the left. It's going to start affecting the bird's nest soon, I think. There's a torch coral. Bouncing back because it actually was getting stung by the GSP. Frog spawn. Here you see my a hammer on the left that I got off my friend as well, who tore down his tank. He left me his big green hammer. And here's an orange, I guess what you call octospawn maybe. Some here we have some Blastomusa, branching red Blastomusa on his frag. Some mushrooms that came as a hitchhiker and are taking over the tank. Some frags of that Micronesian green toadstool, green Rhodactis mushroom, blue mushrooms, pink tip elegance coral, mind-blowing pallies grown on the rock. Here's some crusting coral, Recordia. There's a close-up of my season's greeting, Monty Frag. You can see it's actually starting to crust onto the frag base. Here's a close-up of the SPS corals I have on the plate or the shelf rock. An Acropora valida. Some other Acroporas I had to frag because again STNing from the base. The left hand side you see a frag of Monty Pora, Jedi Mind Trick Monty Pora. That's a Tosa behind it there. Here's my anemones. Still 2 anemones. Starting to get a bit bigger though because I've been feeding a lot more to the tank and these guys have been eating more. You see the left hand side, the back one is encrusting onto or moving up onto the shelf rock. It's actually starting to sting some of the SPS corals back there. I have an SPS coral actually there just using it as a blocker, basically a coral I don't like. Trying to keep it away from the Setosa and the Valida. So yeah, the 2 clowns are still here. Here's Big Mama. We're doing the patch. There he is, the male. Here are the eggs that they produce every 2 or 3 weeks. Here's the right side of the tank. We see some red mushrooms. A view from the right down, right side down to the left side. Enemies again. Here we see where all mushrooms end up. Mushroom graveyard. There's a toadstool frag that's grown quite nicely. Cleaner shrimp hiding in his hole. Here's just a shot through the cave. Playing around with focus here. Hair algae. Dreaded hair algae. Here's a trying my hand at a shot from the top down. Colors look so much nicer looking down on them, but the reflection from the lights kind of plays havoc with the camera here. But yeah, I still like it though. Turn off all the pumps, of course, to take the shot. There's the urchin nicking my zoas. And here's just a finishing shot of pulsing Xenia doing his thing, pulsing. A nice shot here with the Xenia reflecting off the surface, mirroring itself. Oh. So yeah, that's kind of it for this update, guys. Sorry, it's a bit of a messy video. This is kind of a practice video for me to try and use this new software that I'm trying to use and get used to all the camera settings. So hopefully my next video will be a lot smoother. Maybe a bit shorter too. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Good luck.